Hello everyone, welcome to my program. I'm now heading towards a very important subject in SPM, Sejarah. And my name is Dr. Lee. I come from Bukit Mentajam. Now I'm staying in Kluang, Johor. So yes, I'm Dr. Lee. And I think you have seen me in the previous videos where I gave my views, I taught you Bahasa Melayu, English, and now Sejarah. So welcome to my program, especially to 2023-2024 SPM students. And of course, if you are now in Form 4, going to Form 5, this is a good time to listen to what I have to say. Okay, now you know that Sejarah is a subject that you need to pass in order that you can get your SPM certificate. So it's very important that you know how to answer, what to expect for Sejarah. So if you look at the board here where I have written and I show you right now how to answer SPM Sejarah and what to expect in your Sejarah paper. So if you look at this SPM Sejarah, the whole picture, you will realize that SPM Sejarah is based on KSSM syllabus. Okay, now, and it is based on tingkatan 4 and tingkatan 5, not 1 but 2 years. 2 years to prepare for Sejarah. And you know that tingkatan 4, there are 10 babs altogether. Tingkatan 5, also 10 babs. So 10. Total 20 babs to prepare for your SPM Sejarah. Now in your SPM Sejarah, you have 2 papers to sit for. Previously, before 2021 new format, there were 3 papers. But now we have 2 papers. Kertas 1, you are suggested, actually not suggested, but you are given 1 hour. Okay, 1 hour, and you are given 40 marks to answer 40 questions. Jawab semua soalan. You have to answer all questions. There's no such thing as 40 questions, but can I choose 10? Can I choose 20? No. You have to do all 40. And all these 40 questions are based on objective. We call it Aneka Pilihan, or we call it the MCQ, multiple choice questions, A, B, C, D. So each question that you answer correctly, you get 1 mark. Okay, so total 40 marks, 40 questions. Then you have to go to, when you have finished Kertas 1, Kertas 2. Now Kertas 2, you have 2 bahagian, bahagian A and bahagian B. So bahagian A, there are 4 questions, 40 marks. Jawab semua soalan. So each question has 10 marks. You have to answer all 4 questions. You are not given a choice. And setiap soalan ada 3 sub-soalan, or what you call sub-questions A, B, C. So that means to say, question 1, there's a question. And then, based on this question, they ask 3 more questions, A, B, and C, based on this big question, sub-questions. Okay? Now, sub-question, A and B is from your textbook, from your Form 4 and Form 5 textbook. But, sub-question C, the C part, the small sub-question, is based on your pendapat, your idea, your opinion, pandangan, your views, and cadangan, based on your suggestions. Now, so this is what I would say K-part question. Alright, K-part question. So what you think? Usually, what you think? For example, we say, in history, there are many good things that happen. But there are also many bad things that happen. We call it peristiwa pahit, peristiwa hitam. So things that should not have happened. but it happened in history. And we do not want history to repeat itself. That is why you need to give cadangan, suggestions, how this thing will not happen. Example to the world, like World War I, World War II, how much suffering it created. So what are your views about this World War I, World War II? Of course, it's only one. You don't have World War I and II, but you have one, for example, World War I. So we do not want it to happen again. We do not want history to repeat itself for that peristiwa hitam, that black incident. We do not want it to happen. But then, of course, it happened again and created World War II. Still, we do not want it to happen. So what are your suggestions so that World War II does not happen? Because it's a repeated incident. Am I right? From World War I, it went to World War II. Or China, Opium War. Opium War, there were a few Opium Wars, not only one. So history kept repeating itself. That is why we need to have, hey, but what is your opinion? What are your views about this whole thing? And then what are your suggestions so that this part of history does not repeat itself? Of course, in history, there are many good things. And these things, if they keep repeating, it's okay. We become better each time. So it's good, like all the discoveries, the telephone by not Abraham, but Alexander Bell. He created, he invented the telephone. So today, what is your telephone like? History kept repeating itself towards the better things. So not everything in history is bad. There are many things in history that are good. Like the Wright brothers, they invented the aeroplane. Look at the aeroplane we have today. Isn't it a wonderful thing? So that's why we study history. For the good, we keep repeating and keep improving. For the bad, we do not want it to repeat. That's why our students are required to think, to have thinking skills, higher thinking skills. Okay, so that we can always work towards a better country. So this is it. Alright? But remember that your textbook tingkatan 4 and 5, you will have 2 questions from there, A and B. Then we look at Kertas 2, bahagian, this is bahagian A, A and B add up together, you have 100 marks in 2.5 hours. Okay, 2 hours and 30 minutes. To answer 4 here, and here you answer 3. 5 questions are given, you answer 3 questions. Okay? Now here you have again you have 2 bahagian here. Can you see or not? You have bahagian A, structure, bahagian B is the essay part. So for the structure part, this is how they will ask you, and this is how you will answer. So they might ask you maksud, or mengapa, or bagaimana. So let us say I give a simple example, maksud. For example, they ask, apakah maksud nasionalisme, or imperialisme, or patriotisme? Apakah maksud, or apakah maksud kemerdekaan, independence? Then you base on 3 things. First, you explain. You can write your answer like this. You put a dash or a hyphen like this, like this, like this. Or you can answer in 1 paragraph like this. Maksud nasionalisme ialah is also okay. Is also okay. Every point that you write, you get 1 mark. Okay? So, perasaan cinta pada is okay. Bangsa dan negara, negara dan bangsa is okay. Not to worry. And then the second point, you can continue. If you want to write in paragraph form, is also okay. Okay? So, di samping itu, nasionalisme bermaksud, you can answer like this. Or you just write like this. It's okay, it's accepted. So you can write, semangat kebangsaan yang menjurus kepada perjuangan menentang penjajah dan kuasa-kuasa barat. Or imperialisme, kuasa-kuasa barat is also can. And then the third point is gerakan. Now, what is nasionalisme? Nasionalisme is a gerakan, a movement, membebaskan tanah air, to free our country. Daripada membebaskan tanah air, kuasa politik, budaya asing, sosial dan ekonomi. So you already have answered the question 3 marks. Okay? and essay part. For your essay part, you have to answer each question in 2 paragraphs. I mean the suggestion. Okay, in 2 paragraphs. For example, the question is imperialisme oleh kuasa barat. So your answer will be based on these 3 important guidelines. First, you give the factor, and then huraian. Huraian means explain, define, and then contoh, misalnya. So here, the factor. So you have to answer in an essay form. Okay, 2 paragraphs. So you can start from the question. Imperialisme oleh kuasa barat disebabkan. It means why did the the colonial like England, Spain, all these big powers, they came and menjajah, colonialize countries like our country, Malaya, not Malaysia, Malaya, Indonesia, Philippines, they came and they colonialize our country. So you can start with factor, or you can just say imperialisme oleh kuasa barat disebabkan oleh kekayaan bahan mentah di negara-negara Asia Tenggara, because many countries in Asia Tenggara, Southeast Asia had a lot of bahan mentah, raw materials termasuk Malaysia, for example, biji timah, tin, Malaysia, rempah, spice. So you can say termasuk what. And then the huraian, you terangkan, you explain. Imperialisme oleh kuasa barat adalah kerana mereka mempunyai permintaan bahan mentah yang tinggi, dan bahan-bahan mereka yang meminta termasuk, like just now I mentioned, what are the things that they needed? Rempah, tin, tebu, getah, emas, and then dan lain-lain lagi. And then the third line will be your contoh. Misalnya, penjajahan Filipina oleh Spanyol. You can mention Filipina, you can mention our own country, Malaya. Malaya has 3 words dijajahi oleh 3 kuasa barat. Portugis, Belanda, Inggris. Before we achieve our own independence, you can also mention our country. It's not wrong. Okay, but here I give example as penjajahan Filipina oleh Spanyol. The Spanish conquered the Philippines. Disebabkan Filipina mempunyai sumber utama yang mereka inginkan, yaitu tebu. The Philippines had a lot of sugarcane, which the kuasa-kuasa barat needed, and that is why they conquered the Philippines. Okay, like I say, you can mention Indonesia, you can mention Malaya. We have all been colonialized, except Thailand. It's the only country which has never been colonialized by any kuasa barat. You better remember that point as well. Okay, so that's it. Now the important thing, especially to you Form 4 students, actually sejarah, although sejarah is a subject that you need to pass, don't take it as an additional stress that our government is giving you, that our education department is giving you. No. Why? Actually, when you study your textbook, Form 4 and Form 5 is already enough, because our Form 4 and Form 5 textbooks are the bahan utama, sumber utama belajar buku teks. Many buku teks, many textbooks are not complete, but sejarah is. Okay, so when you are attending or in school, when you have sejarah classes, do pay attention. Yes. Okay, because you can actually study when the teacher is teaching. Unlike many subjects where you have textbook but you are not actually preparing for SPM, sejarah is. That is why I don't see any reason a student fails sejarah. I don't see any. Don't say the government says that it is wajib, compulsory to pass. I myself don't see any reason why you can fail. Why? Everything is in your textbook. Study your textbook. And when is the best time, class, students? Huh? When our teacher is teaching. When teacher is teaching, we are actually studying at the same time. So pay attention during sejarah. Okay? Other subjects I have no comments because, not to say I have no comments, I want to say that many subjects which have textbooks don't really prepare you for SPM, especially language, except for sastra. The rest don't really prepare you because it's a textbook. It's looking after your holistic well-being. How can they ask you to study BM textbook and then the questions come out from the textbook? It's a language. It has grammar, it has vocabulary, so many other things. But sejarah, yes. So when your teacher is teaching, do pay attention if you are really concerned about your SPM. And you know that it is a sumber utama. That is, if you study 10 bab here, you are already okay. Now for those students, like last minute, Form 4 didn't study, Form 5 maybe didn't have time to study. Because many students take Form 4 as a honeymoon year. They think that they study a lot, so Form 4 they want to take a break. Unfortunately, Form 4 is the time, is the foundation, you see. So Form 5 maybe they have they don't have extra time anymore. So one good thing I want to advise you is pay attention during your sejarah class. Really, you are studying because you need to study the textbook. So why waste that time in class when the teacher is teaching and you are not paying attention? What a pity. You are actually studying already. And for students who, last minute, let us say there is a student who did not study during Form 4 and Form 5 didn't have enough time, and then exam is near. Still, as long as you write a point, you get a mark. Like all these are helping you to pass. I can't say help you to pass, but at least help you to get some marks. I can't tell you that it's going to help you to pass. But at least there are K-BAT, like this one. The last two bahagian B, they also have K-BAT question. Question C. At least you can get something. Okay? Right. So I can only, or any teacher can only tell you about the exam, the format, what is expected, how to write. But there is one thing we cannot help you. That is memorizing the important points. No one can help you except yourself. Okay? Except yourself. I'm not throwing cold water, but it is a fact. No one can help. We can tell you. Okay? Like all these things, we can tell you right in 2 paragraphs. Faktor, huraian, contoh. Faktor, huraian, contoh. Faktor, huraian, contoh. 2 paragraphs, one answer is answered. Just follow the format. Yes, we can tell you that. Of course, we can also tell you that if you see maksud, mengapa, bagaimana, this is the way. Yes, we can tell you all faktor. But then, you still have to study. Okay, so the Form 4 students that are watching my video right now, I advise you, during your class, sejarah class, please focus and pay attention because you are at the same time memorizing. You need to memorize. There is no way out. Sejarah is a memorizing subject. There is no other way. So memorize the hujah-hujah penting. Let us say you know how to write this, but then you don't know the facts. You still cannot write. You still cannot write. Of course, this is a very open question, nationalism. What if they ask you about peristiwa hitam or peristiwa gemilang? Huh? Maybe you can mention, or maybe they mention to you, especially this peristiwa gemilang, not peristiwa hitam, but peristiwa gemilang, our country, our Independent Day, isn't it? Isn't it? Hari Kemerdekaan. You still have to know who is the Bapak Kemerdekaan. Isn't it, Tunku Abdul Rahman? You still have to know the date 31st August 1957, and how our Bapak Kemerdekaan mencapai, how he requested England to give us kemerdekaan. You still have to know all these facts. Or the Opium War, or the First World War, 1939 to 1941. If you don't have all these facts, you cannot write who started the First World War. What problems did it create? All these are based on facts and not imagination. So you have to remember your facts. There is no way out. Okay, so I will discuss until here. And I want to tell you that if there are 4 marks, look at the marks. If there are 4 marks, then you make sure you have 2 factor and 2 huraian. 2, 2. So every factor that you give, you get 1 mark. Huraian, you get 1 mark. And then for essay, you need to put misalnya, contohnya. You have to give example. Because it's only the examples that can tell the examiner that you really know your stuff. That you really know what you are writing. Because when you mention example, you are actually very persuasive. You are convincing. We know that you know your facts. Sejarah is a subject of facts. It is not your imagination. If you want to talk about imagination, this one, Kebat. But you must understand that even Kebat questions can come out, but based on what really happened, like the Opium War. Okay, like for example, our country, how it achieved independence, is all based on facts. Okay, so to all SPM students, I wish you all the best. I wish you success. To the Form 4 students, Form 4 is not a honeymoon year. It's a year you lay a strong foundation to prepare for Form 5. Okay, so goodbye everyone.